my name is Bridget and welcome to my channel. For today's video, we are actually going to be doing an updated version of a video that I did several months ago. And that video just so happens to be how I store my feeder rodents for my snakes. Now at the time of filming that video, I can admit I wasn't really paying attention to how much plastic I was using. I wasn't as informed about waste and plastic usage and everything. I just didn't have a very clear view, not as clear of a view as I have now. In that video, I used a vacuum sealer. It did keep everything individual and it did make things easier when it came to thawing out and heating up the rodents for my snakes. However, when you are vacuum sealing things like that, it's not sanitary enough to be able to just recycle. You kind of just throw it away, and that's where all of the waste comes in, and we just don't need that much plastic in the world anymore. So ever since I put that video out, I did use that method for a little while longer, and now I have a completely new method that I use that is definitely way more eco-friendly, and so I want to share that with you guys. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. As I said in the previous video, if things like this bother you, seeing rodents that are not alive, definitely don't continue to watch this video. I realize this is not for everyone, but if you are a snake owner like me, this is nothing new to you. So I hope that this method I'm gonna show you today helps you in storing your rodents as well. So as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into today's video. So in terms of my storing my rodents, I still like to have all of my rodents separated in terms of size and weight and which snake is going to be eating that rodent. But instead of separating everything, weighing it, vacuum sealing it, and then sticking it in yet another Ziploc plastic bag, I actually use silicone Ziploc bags now. These are reusable, you can wash them, they store great in the freezer, they can be used with hot products as well as cold products. They're also great for other things in your life that you would need to put in the refrigerator. They're just an all-around great way to store things without using a bunch of plastic and without just throwing things away. They are reusable, and that is what makes it eco-friendly. So because I have a wide variety of snakes that eat a wide variety of rodents, I have to have different size bags. So this is basically what the bags look like. This right here is the extra large size, I believe, and this is what I put my largest rodents in, all of my medium rats or small rats if I have them, which at the moment I don't because I don't have anyone eating small rats anymore. And this bag doesn't hold a lot of medium rats. I can fit like 4 to 6 in here. Then I have a couple of this size. This is the medium size, and this is what I keep all of the larger of the small rodents, if that makes sense. So like I'll keep my small weaned mice in here and my hoppers in here. And because this is the size that it is, I can fit a whole lot more in here, but I do have more than one. I have a lot of these bags and I can store them whenever I make big bulk orders. They all have somewhere to go. And then finally, I have an array of these small bags. They're about this size here, and what I keep in here are the small rodents like pinkies, fuzzy mice, and peach fuzzy mice. I do still like to separate these things by weight in terms of the bigger versions of what the mouse is and the smaller versions of what the mouse is, and that way I can work the snake up to the size that they need to be eating, and they're not getting a different size meal every single week, where one week they get a smaller grammed peach fuzzy and then the next week they get a larger grammed peach fuzzy, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. But yeah, I just have an array of these little silicone Ziploc bags that I can easily wash, and I think they're fantastic. I do have this little card right here to kind of give you guys a little bit of information on them. So they're made of pure food grade silicone. They are food contact safe. They're dishwasher safe, except for this little top right here, which I didn't even show you guys how to open this. You just slide that right off. You open the bag like that, and then when you're done, you slide it back on there like so, and it's closed. So this bag right here is dishwasher safe. You can flip it inside out and put it in the dishwasher, or you hand wash it like I do. But this little slider thing right here is not dishwasher safe. So that has to be hand washed, which to me is not a really big deal. They're also microwave safe. So if you use it for food, definitely microwave these things. But if you use it for rodents, please don't microwave them. That's not gonna go well, and it's gonna just don't do it, okay? And then the little rod that I showed you right here, it says it is poly polypropylene safe and recyclable, food contact safe, BPA free, DEHP free. So yeah, I don't know, a little bit of information on the bags. I really like them a lot. I think they do what I need them to do, and I feel better about it when I'm not wasting a lot of stuff. So now I'm gonna show you kind of how I package the rodents and store them in the bags, because I do a similar method, but I'm not using a bunch of little Ziplocs and a vacuum sealer with all this plastic. So I wanna show you how I store them in these bags. So this right here is a bag of small weaned mice, and these range anywhere between 12 and 17 grams. Currently, my corn snake Cornelius and my Bolivian short-tailed boa Bruce are eating these, and because Bruce is a little bit smaller in weight than Cornelius is, I don't want to give him weaned mice that are too big, and I also don't think Cornelius is ready for like really big 17-gram weaned mice. So I am gonna separate them and weigh them and put them on this plate right here based on smaller weight and larger weight. My hands are clean and I will clean them afterward as well. That is a 15 gram, so that is one that I don't want to feed just yet. So I'm going to put that in the large pile. 17 grams, large. 14 grams, small. 13 grams, that's small. So then, as you can see, this bag right here contains all of my small weaned mice that are between the weights of 12 and 14 grams. This is what I will feed off first. And then this bag here are all of the small weaned mice that are between the weights of 15 and 17 grams. This is what the snakes are gonna work up to. So when I close them, I get as much air out as I possibly can. I scoot this as close as I can to the end, and now this is ready to go in the freezer. And when I get ready to feed the snake, I will come in here, I'll pick one out, I'll weigh it just to make sure that it is an appropriate weight for them, and then I will feed it off that way. So for this next batch here, I actually don't have any more snakes that are eating pinkies. Everyone has already moved up to peach fuzzies, and peach fuzzies weigh anywhere between 3 and 6 grams. That's a 3 gram, that's a 4 gram, that's a 3 gram. Okay, so oddly enough, every single one of those peach fuzzies ended up being either 3 or 4 grams, so I just went ahead and put them all in the same bag because the same snake can get either a 3 gram or a 4 gram, it doesn't really matter. So now that is all of my peach fuzzies. All right, so for our next thing, we have fuzzy mice here. These are regular fuzzy mice, and these can range anywhere between 5 and 9 grams. So I definitely want to separate these out to be the ones between like 5 and 7 grams, and then the larger ones from 8 to 9 grams. That is a 6, that is a 5, that is a 5. All right, so when it came to that one, I don't know why I got mixed up on these sizes. These things are really only between 4 and 7 grams, not 5 and 9 grams. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyways, I mainly had 5 gram fuzzies in this batch. So what I decided to do is in this bag here, I put 5 gram fuzzies here on the bottom, and there were a couple of 4 gram fuzzies there to the top that I will grab first. And then this bag right here, I had just a handful of 6 gram fuzzies that I put on the bottom, and then more 5 gram fuzzies on the top. So I'm just gonna go through this bag first and then swap over to this bag, and everything will be even in terms of feeding off the smaller first and then moving up to the larger. Okay, so then finally I wanted to show you guys what I have going on here. These are all of my medium rats, and I have them labeled as bags 1 and 2. So bag 1 right here are all the medium rats that I give to Ollie because she's my female ball python. She weighs a little bit more than Indy does, so she's gonna get the bigger medium rats, and these vary in size between about 114 to 120 grams. Bag 2 here are the ones that I'm going to feed to Indy. He's my male ball python and he weighs less than Ollie does, so he's going to get these smaller medium rats, and these range anywhere between 98 grams and 110 grams. I obviously have these separated because they have the same color clamp, so I have to write down what they are instead of just color coding them, and that is okay. So then whenever they get fed, which is every 2 weeks, I come in here and I just grab one off the top, I weigh it, thaw it out, and feed it that way. So then here is a quick overview of my mini freezer. Because the ball pythons eat less frequently, I have their bags back there in the very back of the freezer. The red and the blue bags are my small weaned mice. The smaller blue and yellow bags up here are my fuzzy mice. And then this aqua colored bag up here in the front are all of my peach fuzzy mice. So now everything is color coded, organized from smallest to largest. I know who gets It's what, and I can much more easily come in here, grab what I need, and know that I'm not wasting so much plastic. I love these bags. I love how they store. I love how easy they are to clean. I highly recommend them, and I hope that this video has helped you guys. I do want to show you guys really quickly how I keep everything organized. I do have a little note in my phone here that has every single snake that I own, what size rodent they are eating currently, and how frequently they are eating it. So as you can see, I've got everyone here. And then I did also label what bags I use to store the feeder rodents in, and I wrote those down as well. Pretty standard. So yeah, that way I just don't forget anything. I make sure that I know what is what, and I like to keep myself organized that way. Again, I do apologize for the last video and how much plastic I used. I know that that is not the best example to set, and so I'm trying to set a better example. Definitely pay attention to how much plastic you're using and how much you're throwing away and not recycling. Definitely try and purchase more reusable items in the future, and let's just keep our earth nice and green and healthy, okay? So that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please give us a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button on your way out. I really appreciate it. Also hit the notification bell so you can know when I upload next, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!